AKS Management Plane, what does the team do?
Essentially, we make it easy for internal teams to release their features. What we're doing with Eno is that instead of templates, we're using code to define the components. That way you can just use your regular testing infrastructure in Go to determine test coverage.
Hey folks, welcome to another episode of AKS Me Anything. Today I'm here with Mariano, who works in our Management Plane team.
That's right.
I guess, first of all, what does that mean? What is Management Plane? What does the team do?
So you can think about it as a internal platform team for AKS engineers.
Okay.
So as you can imagine, we work on many features. There's a ton of teams working on different things, and they need a way to integrate what they're working on with AKS, right? So be it releasing internal components to the control plane or an add-on to the overlay, they need a way in a systematic way to release their features easily. Essentially, we make it easy for internal teams to release their features.
Very good. So if I have one of our add-ons as an example in AKS, it would use components and pipelines and componentry.
That's right.
The team developed. Okay, very, very cool. Right. So what are some of the things that you've been working on recently?
So right now I'm working on Eno, which is an open source solution for the problems that we're facing, right? So previously we used to use Helm or wrappers around Helm to solve these problems, but it only took us so far.
Right.
So we faced some problems, and right now we're actually currently stuck in a very old version of Helm because of legacy reasons. So instead of migrating, we chose to develop our own solution.
So what are some of the problems that the solution aims to kind of solve?
So one of them, I think it's a very interesting one. If you worked with Helm, you know that it's YAML and it's a templating language. So it's kind of hard to find out test coverage for your templates, right? So this is actually an unsolved problem. So if you have a template, you can't really know programmatically if you're hitting all the branches in your template.
Right.
So there might be an edge case that's gonna come bite you in production, right? So what we're doing with Eno is that instead of templates, we're using code to define the components, and that way you can just use your regular testing infrastructure in Go to determine test coverage. So that's one of the main use cases, right? Because in prod, we would see an incident where something that we didn't have coverage for caused a problem with a customer, right? And it's a very weird or not common edge case.
Right.
And now we can ensure that we're actually covering all of those.
Right. So in that case, before you kind of, I think I've done all the tests I need. I think I have good coverage, but you couldn't really tell. And so this comes to solve that problem where you can actually now have just regular code coverage to know if you're really covering everything. Yeah, that's so important now for a lot of the mission critical users we have. Every change that we do needs to be very, very cautious, and we have add-on policies and release policies for add-ons as well, exactly for that purpose, not bumping add-ons in the same Kubernetes version anymore. So having that test coverage is critical for us to then, in our side, catch that on end-to-end tests and unit tests and more. All right, it's really, really cool.
And there's also another interesting angle about using code, which is that Helm itself is written in Go. So it's just Go code, right? So we're actually, for our internal migration, are still using Helm, but running it within Eno.
Oh.
But we're getting the test coverage for free, right? And you could just use the Go Kubernetes types. You could use Helm, you could use KCL or whatever you choose, right? So it helps a lot with change management. We don't need to ask teams to completely change the things, how they're doing things. They can get the stuff that we're giving them for free and stay within their comfort zone in terms of development tools that they
Very
use.
cool. So you mentioned it's open source. Does that mean that users can find it online and take a look at it and even use it and fork it for their own purposes?
Yeah, github.com/Azure/Eno, E-N-O.
Cool. Very, very cool. So that's pretty exciting. And so that I'm hoping that brings a lot of different approaches to teams. We also are trying to bring a lot of that information of individual add-on releases into things like release tracker and more that are built atop things like So that's super valuable for our users. We're doing component APIs and giving insights to all those components. That's super important that we have all that good platform and framework as you were explaining. What else are you looking more towards the future? What are you excited about that the team's doing, you're doing, etc.?
So one of the things that I'm looking forward to is decentralizing a bit more the work that my team does. So currently my team is really small and we are the bottleneck for a lot of things. So if a team wants to, let's say,
a lot of platform teams out there.
They can relate, right? Yeah. So if a team wants to release a new version of the component, they have to go through us, and that's not ideal, right? And it's because precisely things that you were mentioning, the component API and exposing the release information for individual add-ons, having it centralized kind of makes it easier, right? But we are the bottleneck. So working on we have some things in the roadmap that are going to allow us to decentralize the work, but still being able to centralize the information.
Right.
So that's something that's very exciting and will be enabled because of the work that we're doing with
Awesome. So in that case, you kind of empowered the individual teams, each add-on team, a lot more to release, to do all that by themselves, to still make use of the coverage, all the things there. Right. But then still have the information flow to our users, our customers, our support.
Yeah.
So very, very, very cool. Well, appreciate you stopping by and let us know what the team's been doing.
Totally.
For everyone at home, thanks again for joining and tuning into another AKS Me Anything. As usual, don't forget to like and subscribe to our AKS community. If you're listening on Spotify, don't forget to follow to make sure you get all the new episodes. And let us know, either in comments or in our social networks or in our posts out there, what you'd like to see us discuss later, what components, what teams, what features, and more you'd like to hear about. Thank you so much.